Hey everybody, so this is another quick video tonight. This is about a program called Muon, which used to be called Snowflake. And it's an SSH program, a secure shell program. And I use it instead of PuTTY, it's a terminal obviously, for secure shell stuff with my Linux server. Now on my Linux server I use Snowflake. I also use Cockpit, Webmin, and I have a GUI installed, which I use with AnyDesk. So I've got all four for different things, but Snowflake is hands down the best secure shell program that I've ever used, the best SSH program. It's way better than PuTTY, and I would definitely recommend it. So I'm just going to go through a couple of the features quickly here. Now, obviously you need SSH enabled on your device, whatever it is, in order to use secure shell with it, and to be able to use Muon Snowflake with it. So that's different depending on what device you're using. I would use it on my Ubuntu server, I still do, and would use it in the past on a PFSense router that I had. Now with PFSense, I think you just had to click a checkbox that said enable secure shell, and it would open the firewall to port 22 on the local network. With Ubuntu, I had to install SSH or Open SSH server, whichever one you prefer, which I would suggest installing SSH completely so it gets server and client and the other stuff. Janet, Sue's buddy, I'm busy. Sorry. And you may have to also open SSH in the firewall of Ubuntu if you're using the firewall. So you would need to open up that port 22, or I think you can actually do it by just doing FW enable SSH, and it automatically enables port 22. But at any rate, assuming you've got it set up server side, you would look for either Muon or Snowflake SSH download. There may be other programs called Snowflake, so put SSH in there and it'll find the right one. And the first thing you come up with is this Subra 74, and it's this. Sorry. And what you'll find is that Muon Snowflake is available for Windows, Deb, Linux, so Ubuntu, Mint, Debian. There is a generic installer where you would do make install, etc. I guess they don't have it for Mac OS, which I don't think I realized, but they do have portable Java runtime archives where you can install Java and then run it from there on Mac OS. So that should work for Mac. I haven't tried it personally. I use it on Windows and Linux, and I don't know the difference between version 1.3 and 1.4, 103 and 104. But just download the MSI installer, download it, run it, and here's what you get. This is Snowflake. Now, it doesn't show you much to begin with, and so to create a connection, you click New Connection, and then you enter your information. Now I've already got the information entered for my server, so I'm not going to re-enter it. The name here is just what you want to call it so that you remember it. So you might have numbered server 1, 2, 3, 4. I had one that was Ubuntu Media Share, and then one that was PFSense, one that was Ubuntu VPS. You know, I've gotten rid of some stuff. It's just a homelab thing, but you can name it whatever you want. The host is just your IP address, your local IP address. Unless you changed the SSH port, it's 22, and then username and password, and then I leave the rest blank. If you have a secure shell key, private key, you would add that. And then once you've got it in there, you can just click connect. Janet, go away, dude. Oh my God. Anyways, so this is what you get when you connect to it. It might give you a warning, by the way, about RSA key, in which case just click yes or confirm or accept. I think you click yes and you can enter into it. And then what you see is it starts you off in this file browser. So here is the local browser on this machine. See users, Adamo, and I can go to desktop and there's my school stuff and links. This is on my server itself. So like for instance, if you right click, you can do a bunch of stuff. Like I can just download this TV shows file, and let's say I want to put it into the desktop, save it, transfer normally, or you can do transfer in background. I'm just going to do it normally because it's quick. Okay, and there we are. And that's just a file that I have on there. So you can do, with the file browser, you can do some extra stuff, which is really nice. Run file in terminal and background, copy, paste, rename, so on, create archive, yada yada. There is a text editor, and you can, you have to put in, it does say please enter full path of the file below. So if I go back to text browser, /home/atom/movies.txt, let's say. Is that correct? Of course it's not. Open. And there you are. That is that text file. If I opened it up, you would see the same thing, and then I can edit it from there, which is really nice. There's a log viewer, so you can view logs, obviously. You have to enter the path, and then there's search, with just some normal search stuff. But it opens up automatically to the file browser, which is really nice, because oftentimes all you want to do is move something from, download or upload something. And that's the other thing too, I can upload things from here onto there. I believe, maybe I'm lying to you. I might be lying to you about uploading. I'm pretty sure that you can, but I might be in the wrong spot for it. But at any rate, let's continue to move on. So then, the next thing is terminal. Works just like Secure Shell terminal, just like any other terminal. So for instance, gonna be the wrong password, yeah. There we are. And yeah, you can see I've got Webmin installed, shows the repo there. And you can do anything that you would do in a normal Secure Shell, obviously, because this is just a terminal for it. That's all it is. Normally, you will also get a warning here that you have to click yes through, something about security or RSA keys or something like that. And there are, let me see here. Copy, paste with Control-Shift-V. Yeah, I'll do that. Update and upgrade. Okay, so while that's running, we can check out some other stuff. For a lot of these other things, you have to click the Start button. So, Start Monitoring. And you'll see these graphs will start to fill up. It will show system performance. And you can change the refresh interval to make it do it more quickly. You can go to processes and see what processes are running and the amount of CPU that they're using, the amount of memory that they're using. You can, I believe, kill processes from here. Can you? I might be wrong about that. Some of these things I don't use super often, like uploading and killing processes, because normally I would just come back to terminal and do, like, run top and then do it from there. You can Control L and still clear it like normal. By the way, that's what I'm running. It's just Ubuntu 20.04 with Linux 5.8 on it. Janet, go away. Yeah, I'm busy. Come to Disk Space Analyzer and you can click Open, and then it pulls your different devices. And these are the ones that I would be worried about here, B, C, E, D, F. Those are the ones with storage on it, and so that's what I would normally look at. But it does show all of these other ones as well, like all of the snap partitions, the snap devs, which is just annoying, but at any rate. Active transfers, I believe that's if you're downloading something, but honestly I've never seen anything on this one. I'm pretty certain though if you're downloading something from files it'll show up. As for Linux tools, yeah, there's some stuff in here that you may be interested in. So this, if you've got a lot of devices and you're not sure which one it is, here you go. You can look at things like uptime and which kernel it is and so on, which services are running and enabled, which processes and ports are open, secure shell keys, and finally network tools, which this is just some basic network tools. So as you can see, ping there gives me about 15 milliseconds to Google and no packet loss. So that's really all it is. It's more or less an advanced version of PuTTY, but it's awesome. And I do use the file browser often, and I'll use the text editor occasionally, because what's nice is that you can go in here, things like, you probably shouldn't mess with the file systems table, but you know, if I wanted to see, okay, how do I have them mounted? Yes, I know I'm using NTFS on disks in Linux, but whatever, get over it. You can see that type of thing, and you can see it quickly. And you can obviously make changes to it as well. Now, in Cockpit and in Webmin, there are terminals. There are, I don't think that there's a file browser in Cockpit, but there is one in Webmin. And obviously with a full GUI, it's easy to do things through there. But for instance, if I'm doing something like just updating, I'd rather use just the simplest program possible if I know I haven't updated something in weeks. And Snowflake is basically it. And then you can have more than one connection at a time as well. And without having the GUI, especially if, like with any desk, I'm oftentimes connected to this PC from somewhere else, but I don't want to be connected to 3 or 4 PCs from somewhere else. So if I'm connected to this PC but need to do something on my server, I might open up Snowflake on this PC while I am somewhere else through AnyDesk, and then use Snowflake through the local network so that I can get things done quickly and easily while only having one open AnyDesk connection. And I would do the same thing with PFSense as well. As for options, you can see this stuff, what there is, like you can change the terminal color and everything. Use PuTTY like copy paste for terminal, so you can see where some of their inspiration came from. Dark terminal theme, let's use that, let's try that. And you can have a whole bunch of connections in here, which is really nice. I want to see what the dark terminal theme looks like. Just a dark terminal theme, yeah. So that's really all it is. And obviously you can open up more than one terminal as well within here, which is kind of nice. I usually don't find myself doing that very often, but occasionally I'll have something where I should be running it in the background, but I kind of forgot to do that or didn't add that option or whatever, and so it'll be sitting here running, and I need to open up a new terminal just to continue doing whatever I was doing. So it's, you know, a nice feature that it has that as well, that you can access other terminals. So that's all it is. Snowflake is awesome. It's free, and you can just go to that GitHub page that I showed you at the beginning and download it. And I would definitely highly recommend it above PuTTY or anything else that I personally use anyways. It's one of the 4 main tools that I use to administrate the server that I have, the servers that I have. I'll oftentimes find myself spooling up a virtual machine just to try something out, or to run a quick VPS, or to do whatever. And since I can just quickly and easily create a new connection here, I do that. You know, I'll again oftentimes be connected through AnyDesk here to my desk here when we're not all suffering from, you know, this pandemic BS. And I'll open up a browser, see what my IP address is for whatever that device is, or look at it however I need to, and then add that in here as a new site. It just makes things easier. So anyways, hope this helps somebody. Enjoy.